Hi everyone, my name is Laura Arante. My project focuses on immigrants of Middle Eastern descent living in America post 9/11. After the tragic events that happened on September 11, 2001 in New York City, the Muslim community has received a large amount of Islamophobia towards their community. Islamophobia is a dislike of or prejudice against Islam or Muslims, and is particularly used as a political force. For my first literature review, I read Carl W. Ernst's article, Islamophobia in America, The Anatomy of Intolerance. This article highlights issues of Islamophobia in America. He goes into detail about how similar some religions are to one another, despite acts of discrimination happening upon one another. Ernst stated in his article, Muslims have continued to suffer heightened suspicion in numerous countries, drawing worried looks, enduring invasive scrutiny, and even being removed from airlines. He goes into depth about situations Muslim Americans face in their day-to-day lives. For my second literature review, I read Bobby Gosh's Time article, Islamophobia, Does America Have a Muslim Problem? This article follows the story of an American Muslim doctor who struggles to convince his hometown in Wisconsin to open a mosque. He received a lot of discrimination and death threats, despite being a well-known doctor in his area. Dr. Mirza stated, I never expected that the same people who came to me at the hospital and treated me with respect would talk to me like this. For my last literature review, I read Faisal Raf's article, The Relationship Between the Muslim World and the United States, and the Root is Islamophobia in America. This article explains why Muslims are profiled as terrorists more than in any religion in the world, and provides steps for those that are discriminated and how to overcome it. A quote from Faisal Raf is, My dream was to find a place where Muslims and people in this country from all different religions can get to understand and respect one another more deeply. For my first immersion activity, I interviewed Jamil Qasim. Jamil is an immigrant of Middle Eastern descent and faced numerous cases of discrimination throughout his childhood and adulthood post 9/11. Both of his parents are Muslim. His father is Indian and his mother is Lebanese. Both his parents are from Africa and moved to Canada, and then moved from Canada to America when Jamil was 1 year old. We discussed the challenges he faced throughout his life and reflected on the positives that allowed him to become a successful person today. For my second immersion activity, I read Layla Halaby's book, In a Promised Land, a novel. This is a fictional story about a young couple that moved to America from Jordan shortly after 9/11. Unaware to the amount of discrimination that was happening in America, they faced numerous struggles that later on affected their life in a negative way. Layla Halaby stated that she wrote this book to give people a voice to people who often don't have one. My final immersion activity was to watch the ACMCU conference that focused on religion in the American Muslim community post 9/11. The conference included 5 highly educated guests, including Karen Armstrong. Armstrong is an author of books on religion and is a strong advocate to ending Islamophobia around the world. The conference included a questions and answer session where guests asked questions focusing on the impact of discrimination in the Muslim community that has happened in America post 9/11. They spoke about how to overcome discrimination, similarities between religions that tend to have feuds, and the progress we've made to overcome those discrimination. From my research conducted, I learned that the Muslim community continues to face acts of Islamophobia in America nearly 2 decades after the tragic attack in New York City on September 11, 2001. Despite discrimination, the community continues to take a stand to receive equality throughout America and the world. Thank you.